Hi guys, today it is time for another edition of Rip It or Ship It. Today it is time to ship and rip some villains. After I did my first edition of the Rip It or Ship It tag, I knew I wanted to do another edition, and I definitely someday want to do an all-female version and an all-male version, but today I've decided to do a villainy version, and I realized that most of the villains are actually men, which honestly I find really sad. Like, I want more villains to be female most of the time, and I couldn't really think of any I have read personally, but often it's like the evil queen character, and I just want a simple female villain. I don't want anything else. I mean, there's a few very clear villains in this, like Voldemort, but there's also like morally gray characters where you could kind of discuss about it, and I know many people are kind of really supporting these characters. I have, for example, the Darkling in it, but I do think he's the kind of very clear villain in this story. And also there's villains in there that I really enjoy, either for them just being really amazing villains or just characters I genuinely love. Holland. I included, especially you have more females, I included a sidekick and someone who's maybe not the main villain of the story, but who does kind of appear as a villain throughout the series. So let's just get into it, and maybe if I have some more cool villains I can think of, I just, do another edition at some point, because I love these. But this is seriously gonna be weird. There's some weird people in here. Okay, first round is, whoops, I have two. I've already read it, so. First round is Umbridge and Bellatrix. Which honestly, I feel like my first feeling is that I ship them because they are in the same universe. I kind of feel like, especially looking at the Cursed Child, without wanting to spoil anything, a certain thing where something has happened in one of the timelines, if these two characters were there and alive, they'd probably be doing a really great job together, celebrating the thing. So I kind of ship it. Sebastian from Team I and George Wickham from Pride and Prejudice, which is another character that's kind of like not really a villain, but kind of the villain of the story in a way. Anyway, I imagine both of these men to be very handsome, so I kind of want to ship them for aesthetic reasons. So that's just what I'm gonna do. Ship it. I don't know. Can you not? Then we have Tiago, or however you say his name, from the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, and Holland from A Darker Shade of Magic. No. I rip it just because Holland is a perfect cinnamon roll that I want to hug. And I know that Tiago would not treat him well. So, no. I mean, probably none of these other people would ever treat Holland well. He's kind of the number one favorite person in this whole pile of villains, but whatever. Next, President Coin and James from the Twilight Saga. This is so weird. James is kind of not really the main villain of the story, but you might remember him as this one vampire that was in the first Twilight book, and I kind of remember him because I loved him in the movie because he's very pretty. Well, at first I'm thinking not at all. I don't think this would work at all. But do you know how sometimes there's just these relationships with one person being like really a person of authority and kind of just seeming really strict, and then there's this other person that is more like, just relax a bit, honey. So honestly, I kind of feel like this would be a relationship that would work quite well. I feel like President Coin might just be a better person because of James, which is weird. He is a vampire. But I ship it. This is so weird. This is weirder than I had thought it would be. Okay, next is King Leck from the Grisling Realm trilogy and Capricorn from the Inkheart trilogy. Yeah, I mean, King Leck is just... He is, I don't know. I don't think this would work. I think both of these have too similar kind of thinking in them wanting to really like rule the whole world. I think they would probably fight more about things like that than they would live happily ever after. So, nah, not shipping that. Then we have, President Snow and Jack Randall from the Outlander series, which Jack Randall hurt me so much to put it in here because some of these are villains who obviously do horrible things that, you know, kill humans. But Jack Randall is a rapist, which is just in a kind of rip it or ship it situation the most it's so weird. I don't like it. President Snow and Jack Randall also, I don't really think they would fit. I rip it. No, I don't like it. I think President Snow would have done really well with Umbridge though. Let me know if you agree, because I kind of feel like they would be perfect together. Ooh, the Darkling from the Grisha trilogy and Valentine from the Mortal Instruments. This is a bit hard for me because honestly I still have not quite understood the Darkling and what he is about. I just don't understand his character. I don't understand why people like him as much as they do. Like, I understand from a certain point of view, but I think he's someone you should treat in a way that you treat a Severus Snape, which this might get me lots of hate, but I just really think he is a character that many people love way too much and do not see his flaws at all, and that he is a literal asshole. Which I know what I'm talking about because I love Severus Snape and I love him a lot, and I just want to put him in a blanket and cuddle him and tell him everything is okay, but I also understand that he's a huge jerk, and I feel like people who like the Darkling, not all of them, obviously, but I feel like many people who like the Darkling really put him on this pedestal. That is just not fair. But I mean, if we start talking about these characters, I just mean William Halladale. Sorry, didn't say anything. Okay, back to Valentine and the Darkling. Yeah, as I said, I don't really understand the Darkling, so this is definitely not an easy one for me. I don't really see it. This feeling inside of me is like, rip it. Nope. And finally, I have Saruman from The Lord of the Rings and Voldemort from Harry Potter, which I feel like my first feeling is kind of ship them because they are kind of the villains of these big two fantasy series. They might both just be too power hungry. I feel like Saruman could be a really good help for Voldemort, and I feel like Saruman would be fine with being in a kind of lower position than Voldemort, with kind of being his companion but having a lower position, because I feel like all Saruman wants is to be on the side that is probably winning. Like, he doesn't really care about good or bad, he just wants to be on the kind of right side of the fight. So I feel like he would probably be someone that would be following Voldemort. And so, I don't know. This is also another one that I find weird because just Voldemort is just this kind of romantic, asexual person to me, which goes right. I just ship it. We need more love in the world, and who knows what happens to these villains if they fall in love. They might change. They might make everything worse. Who knows? But I like the idea. So yeah, this was my Rip It or Ship It tag villain edition, which definitely was a little bit weird, but still a lot of fun. I just like the idea of putting random characters together and seeing if they would fit with anyone from a completely different world. I just absolutely love the idea, and I will definitely do more of these in the future. If you have any more suggestions of kind of editions that I can do, you know, as I said, I would definitely want to do an all-female version, an all-male version. If you have anything else, I really can't think of anything. Maybe like a paranormal version where every character is non-human, something like that. If you have any more ideas of, you know, what I could do in a Rip It or Ship It, definitely let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know if you agree or disagree, especially about me kind of actually shipping Umbridge and President Snow. And thank you so much for watching. I guess I'll see you soon. Bye.